Rob and I were a little surprised because Wayne brought a friend with him. His friend, Justin Richards, actually wrote the cover story, The Ghost Whisperer. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, before we get into this too far, I know we have a little bit of a longer segment because so much wonderful stuff. But Wayne, man, you walked in here like you own the place. Put the headphones on. Turn this up here. You can't hear somebody. Talk to the microphone.
And then don't worry about
it, man. That was great.
Yeah, that's my old days of producing radio spots for political candidates. Get in front of the microphone.
What a scary story.
Oh, you could say that.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you for coming, Justin.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us
Welcome.
about it and why you got in it and why you gave it to Creative Loafing. And I'm banging on the table.
And why you came with him.
Because he wanted to be yelled at by Wayne.
Because I knew how to get here and he didn't. Justin is a new graduate from University of Florida and a fine young journalist. And he pitched this story to David Warner. You know David.
David.
No, I don't know David.
I don't know David.
I don't know him either. But anyway, so
we haven't seen David in a long time.
We're killing time. We need to let him talk
Sorry.
about
Right.
their story.
So anyway, you're going through the internet and he finds this thing.
Right, yeah, I came across it because I was working on another story and ended up on a lot of these meetup websites, and I started to notice that, in every place and every demographic there'd be these hobbies, like crocheting or poker, and then there'd be paranormal investigators. It would always be the standout, and I thought I should look into that as far as who these people really are that do this.
Yeah, it's like crochet, a little weaving, a little canoeing, kayaking, fishing, paranormal investigators. What in the hell?
It really is, and I mean the woman who I interviewed, she's like, "Oh God, is there a craze? Everyone and their brother is doing it now." But she considers herself pretty apart from that because she's been doing it for a long time, and has a lot of personal connections to ghosts.
Well, give us about 90 seconds of the story. What's it about?
Well, it's about. I guess there's two main threads of it. One is Lori and why she does this, and the theme of it is sort of how she was personally bullied by a ghost when she was a child, and she's taken on this sort of caretaker role toward, and she has this gentleness toward both ghosts and toward those who are either want to be validated that this really is a ghost, or it's my father, or whatever, or who are frightened and want this ghost away.
Did you believe in ghosts before this story?
I mean,
And do you now?
Yeah.
Yes and yes.
You know what?
No.
No and yes.
It was weird when I first talked to David on the phone. After I'd sent him my pitch and he showed some interest, and I sent him the whole story. His biggest concern with the story was that
you were biased when you wrote it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, he actually asked me, do you believe in ghosts? And I just talked to him, and I just sort of was taken aback, and so I got the impression he felt like I was sort of, I don't know, this woman was like my cousin or something, or that I just really swallowed the story whole. And I guess I got so wrapped up in it, and like stuff happened while I was working on it that really threw me, and I think that it made such an impression on me that I just was absorbed in it when I was writing. And also, if you write the story as the story of this woman who is delusional or is being fooled, or there's where there's not really ghosts, it's not as interesting of a story.
Right.
But the thing about it is though that he did hear and see things. And you can read the story because you want to read it in its full dramatic impact. But also, our photographer had something happen when she was shooting with her lights going off repeatedly and without prompting that had never ever happened to her before. So I'm not a believer.
I need
but
to see
strange
it.
things happen.
Wow, that's great.
Strange things happen.
So Wayne, does he have a future with Creative Loafing?
Oh, absolutely. And we do ask all of our aspiring
didn't hear that.
journalists.
This is the first time you're hearing that.
We do ask all of our aspiring journalists if they believe in ghosts.
That's on
even
their
if they're not writing
their
about the ghost
application.
whisperer story, like politics, they wanted to know, do I believe in ghosts? So.
What's going on with
it's
Urbex this week?
In Urbex this week, we have a guy. I mean, this is like the issue of the weird and wacky.
Crazy.
We have a guy who who claims he's invented a motor that runs on water. That's right, water.
Oh, good for the boats.
Yeah, exactly. It just keeps self-perpetuating. But it's a whole technology of how you use water to create energy. And this guy has struggled for years to try to get this to the market,
No
kind of
kidding.
thing. So Alex interviewed him. It's a good story about that. In political horror, I write about a really interesting young state representative from West Tampa here.
The Democrat, Charlie Crist?
The Democratic Charlie Crist, I call
Version
him.
of, right.
He's very charismatic. He has a great background. He's served in the war. His dad was a great political, mainstay in the Democratic community here in Tampa for years and years. And so I just thought, he had a great first session. And he was not your typical ideologue. He was very strategic, and he's a military intelligence officer. And he used some of that. He said, "I used that military sort of strategy and training to see how I can get what I want to get." And he was very successful. I checked today. Governor Crist vetoed $459 million worth of projects. The 3 that he snuck through got through.
You're kidding me.
He did a good job.
So he proved his little theories and ways of making it happen work. Huh?
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. Is there any Reality Check Tampa Bay that we should be thinking about here, or we should read in there?
Well, I wrote a short piece about Reality Check Tampa Bay, and I think we've talked about it here before, or somewhere before, or a lot before. But we did follow it up, and I think it's really interesting because Reality Check Tampa Bay. If you go to realitychecktampabay.org, you can actually see the pictures of the 30 or 40 tables where they did these Legos that they planned out what the next 50 years of growth in Tampa Bay looks like. And you can see how different each plan is. And they picked 5 plans, and you can download them and look at them too in a little PowerPoint presentation. They picked 5 tables that were the best plans, and now they're going to take them out to the community and start a dialogue.
Who created those plans?
Elected leaders, civic leaders, environmentalists, developers. They had 300 people from 7 different counties. Mayor Iorio, Mayor Baker. It was very funny to see at Mayor Baker's table. Somebody put a whole bunch of density. They put a lot of Legos right on St. Pete, and he moved them off. He said, "I don't want that much in there." But it was a very collaborative process. It was cool. It was cool to watch. I mean, I think everybody came out of there. If nothing else, the fact that these people were all in the same room and they're never in the same room talking about the future, that was a big step right there.
So was it maybe even a catalyst to get some kind of future
Well, that's their hope. This
and,
is the Tampa Bay Partnership doing it. It's the business community is leading in this community because sometimes our politicians don't.
Get together.
Yeah.
What's going on for our long Memorial Day weekend?
Yes,
long
which
Memorial.
We see
well, I mean, most people are going to be, out and cooking and being in the pool. But tonight, Maya Angelou, the great poet, is at Mahaffey. It looks like tonight, and then it looks like that's what it says. Well, I guess she's going to be here. Well, one of our other good things I was going to tout got canceled. The big Funniest Damn Comedy Tour, I think, it got canceled. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. It was going to be
at
the
to
Sunday.
Find that out.
Well, the one that I would say on Sunday, the Brazil Arts Festival at Studio at 620 in St. Pete. Brazilian music, Brazilian food, Brazilian people. I mean, what more could you want?
Not much more than that. How much more could you handle on a weekend?
I can't handle
You know what I'm saying? Then a little bit of barbecue, beaching on Sunday. What do you think about that? I'm into that. Nice day off.
Justin, congratulations on this article. It was interesting, and congratulations, and we hope to see more of you. Wayne, as usual, have a great and happy, safe Memorial Day weekend.
I will. You
and
too.
Congratulations on your job offer.
And tell David Warner to stop by every now and then. We're not feeling love from him anymore.
Tell him to stop hiding. Where in the hell is he?
Yeah.